In Hegel's lectures on the philosophy of religion, we find a couple of important key points to his understanding of religion. First of all, dealing with the relationship of the individual with the absolute, we must say that Hegel understands that religion is a form of self-consciousness, or in more theological terms, it's a form of faith. We must understand that faith in Hegel's view actually is a form of knowledge with a specific structure. Self-consciousness in religion is an awareness of the unity of the individual with the absolute, but a unity that is not complete, because it is like a reciprocal relationship where in faith the individual is aware of the presence and importance, the reality of the divine, and also understands the divine to be separate from it as the cause of its own faith. That's the reciprocity between self-consciousness and the absolute spirit that is the structure of faith. To understand oneself as part of the universal spirit, as an individual expression of the absolute is one thing, and the awareness of that absolute itself is the other thing combined in religion as self-consciousness. The second important point to make is that Hegel actually analyzes religious concepts, and he does so, of course, using his dialectical method. Ideas within religion have developed over time. They have developed through contradictions and their resolutions. Traditional religious doctrines can then be reinterpreted in a philosophical context. The main effect of this approach is that Hegel makes a distinction between positive religion, which includes creeds, rituals, and a cultural and social expression in a congregation. On the one hand, and on the other hand, the fundamental relationships and structures of religion that underlie the positivity of religion. Hegel comes to the conclusion that the history of religions is a progressive unfolding of the divine spirit. Different religions represent various stages in the development of human consciousness, and because Hegel takes religion seriously, the development throughout history also of the absolute spirit itself. A third issue to be aware of is that Hegel understands Christianity to be the most important form of religion. It most fully expresses the unity of the divine and human in the Christian concept of the incarnation, that is, God becoming human in Jesus Christ. That representation exemplifies, when properly understood as a concept, the reconciliation of the finite spirit of humanity and the absolute. Finally, what Hegel proposes is a kind of philosophical theology. Hegel wanted to introduce this idea into his philosophy of religion, but also in his phenomenology and the encyclopedia, a kind of philosophical theology. That theology, that philosophical understanding of religion, would be able to answer the challenges posed by the negative position toward religion in the philosophy of the Enlightenment. The conceptual foundations of religion were supposed to be re-established at a higher level by this philosophical theology. This philosophy of religion is quite complex and totally intertwined with his overall philosophical system. Some commentators have come up with the idea that the whole of Hegel's system can be understood to be structured like the ontological demonstration of the existence of God. If we can find the absolute working within, human history being the essence of history, then we can understand religion to be the ultimate expression of the absolute within the specific structure of religious consciousness. Of course, according to Hegel, the only true understanding of religion lies in this philosophical theology, because the experience of the presence of the divine, the forms of communal consciousness that are developed in a congregation, and all the various practices that belong to religion are less than a true conceptual understanding of the meaning of religion.